Hello and welcome back everyone to your favorite wrestling channel, Marvelous Wrestling. Today we have a piece of exciting news that will most definitely blow you away, and that is Jeff Cobb might finally be joining the WWE. If you have been a wrestling fan for a little bit, you might already be aware that Jeff Cobb is a renowned fighter who is an absolute powerhouse. He has made a name for himself in promotions such as NJP, WROH and Lucha Underground by using his extreme technical fighting skills and of course his jaw-dropping strength. But this news definitely gives rise to a few important questions, such as whether he will be joining and dominating the NXT, or will he be straight up joining the roster, and if he does, will we get to see him team up or go against other renowned fighters such as Gunther, Chad Gable, or even Brock Lesnar. In today's video, we will be answering all these questions, and we will also be breaking down other topics which you must know about before he does end up joining the WWE for good, such as his fighting style and how his addition to the promotion can absolutely shake the wrestling scene. So stick around and like the video if you appreciate our efforts. Also, hit the subscribe button to add to the family, and let us dive right into the video. The origins of Jeff Cobb and his journey to wrestling. The wrestling world has had a lot of fighters and wrestlers in it who have made a huge name for themselves, but it never knew that the year 1982 was going to bring in a person who would change the wrestling world forever. Born in Honolulu, the capital of Hawaii, Jeff Cobb is a talented wrestler who is especially known for his incredible combination of power, agility, and technical prowess. And all of these are just the tip of the iceberg for this man. Jeff Cobb first gained recognition, of course, as an amateur wrestler, and he was so good that he even ended up representing Guam at the 2004 Summer Olympics. Slowly but steadily, he reformed himself from an amateur wrestler to a professional one. In fact, he became so good that he was referred to as one of the most dominant and respected wrestlers in the field. The childhood of a legend. Now that we have gotten to talking about his career, let us look into what truly got him into wrestling. Jeff Cobb was an athletic kid from the very beginning, and most of the sports he excelled at were either strength-based or were highly competitive. Due to this, he was soon drawn towards wrestling after he realized his true calling. After his Olympic run, Cobb knew he wanted to wrestle for a living, and so he turned his attention to professional wrestling. He was already accustomed to his normal training, but he knew he needed to do more to turn pro. So he started to train vigorously and soon made his debut in 2009, where he initially competed in smaller promotions in Hawaii and on the independent circuit. Thanks to his previous achievements and his combination of real wrestling techniques with the larger-than-life style of pro wrestling, he immediately stood out from the rest of the fighters. After some time, he gained a reputation in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, PWG, after he turned every single person into his fan, after he showed them how he could effortlessly mix both his strength and agility in his fighting style. But this was not it. He soon got his big break after he joined the Lucha Underground in 2015, after he started to wrestle under a persona who wore a mask called Matanza Cueto, who instantly became a fan favorite. After this, it was all uphill for him as he joined various other promotions such as Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW. Jeff Cobb's wrestling style, a blend of power and agility. After achieving so much, one is bound to ask, what exactly makes Jeff Cobb so special that everyone is talking about him all the time right now? And that, my friends, is his fighting style, especially the moves he performs during his fights. Aside from his fighting style, his in-ring presence is also a major advantage for him, as he is often compared to pro wrestlers such as Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and even a modern-day Scott Steiner. As far as his fighting style goes, there are 5 main components that truly make him special, and those are his powerhouse grappling technique, his previous amateur wrestling influence, his surprising agility, his signature moves and finishers, and, of course, his versatility against different opponents. If we look at him from a critic's perspective, Jeff Cobb is most definitely a powerhouse wrestler, as he can seamlessly pick up and throw his opponents, regardless of their size and structure. In fact, he is so strong that he often holds his opponents way above his his head just to humiliate them and showcase his monster-like strength. To add to this, due to his previous training for the Olympics, he is really experienced as a wrestler, and his previous training definitely gives him an edge over the others, as he can effectively use stuff like hoot-style grappling, chain wrestling, and mat-based techniques to wear down his opponents. Even players who are submission specialists or high flyers all are afraid to go up against him, as he has an almost supernatural-like ability to control positioning, counter moves, and seamlessly transition between holds. Do you know what is more impressive? Jeff Cobb is only 1.78 meters or 178 centimeters tall, but he weighs around 260 pounds, which is around 117 kilograms. Usually, everyone, especially in the beginning, often thought that Jeff Cobb would be a heavy hitter with a slow pace, but boy, were they wrong. Cobb's agility is one of his secret weapons, as he can effortlessly perform drop kicks, standing moonsaults, and even kip-ups with ease. To make his in-ring presence even better, he sometimes performs a move known as the standing shooting star press, which leaves all his fans in absolute awe. Jeff Cobb's achievements that gained him global recognition. So far, after learning about Jeff Cobb's early childhood and his overall career, it is clear that wrestling is something very few people can excel at and perform better than Jeff Cobb. So in honor of his career, let's look at his achievements, which are so highly regarded that even the WWE wants to recruit him at the age of 42. Lucha Underground 2015 to 2018. Dominating as Matanza Cueto. As we previously got to know, Jeff Cobb got his first true big break at Lucha Underground, where he took up the persona of Matanza Cueto, who was an absolute unit when it came to wrestling, often regarded as the unstoppable monster. He was so good that he managed to hold the title of the Lucha Underground champion for over 200 days, and he also defeated renowned wrestlers such as Pentagon Jr. and Rey freaking Mysterio. Yes, that is right. He defeated even the likes of Rey Mysterio and sealed himself as one of the greatest forces to reckon with. Ring of Honor ROH World Television Champion. Soon after, Jeff Cobb made the decision to leave Lucha Libre Underground. He joined the Ring of Honor and became a fan favorite in an instant. He managed to win the Ring of Honor World Television Champion back in 2018, where he dominated the mid-card division and had excellent performances against well-defined wrestlers such as Shane Taylor and Matt Taven. His immediate uprise soon got every wrestling fan talking about him and his matches. New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, G1 Climax standout and tag team success. Although Jeff had accomplished more than enough to define him as one of the best, his biggest success came in New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, where he became a regular competitor. In the NJPW, he managed to accomplish a lot of things, such as winning the Never Openweight Championship in 2021. He also formed an extremely dominant partnership with Great-O-Khan in the United Empire faction, where they won the IWGP Tag Team Championships in 2022. And, to top it all off, he was regarded as one of the best performers in the G1 Climax tournaments, where he faced other fighters such as Kazuchika Okada and Tetsuya Naito. This extreme success in NJPW skyrocketed his place in the wrestling world and cemented him as one of the greatest to ever step foot in the international arena. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, PWG World Champion. Last but not least, Jeff also showed extreme promise in the PWG, which is one of the most prestigious independent promotions in the world. In 2018, he managed to win the PWG World Championship and also single-handedly dominated the Battle of Los Angeles Bowler Tournament, where he defeated the best of the best. Why does the WWE want Jeff Cobb so desperately? WWE is such an organization that they only take the world's best wrestlers or the wrestlers who are making the greatest waves in the wrestling world, and Jeff Cobb most definitely has managed to do both of them. Jeff Cobb truly brings out a rare combination of power, agility, and technical wrestling ability that is extremely rare to see in today's day and age. As a former Olympian, he instantly adds a lot of credibility to his name and status, and due to his extreme success in PWG and NJPW, Cobb would be the absolute best addition to the new WWE roster. To add on top of that, Cobb has already fought famous wrestlers like Rey Mysterio, who are one of the biggest faces in WWE, so adding him to the big stage is surely going to bring in fans from all over the world. Even his fighting style complements the play style of WWE, so much so that if there were proper fights set up for him, he could even have potential potential battles against wrestlers such as Gunther, Seth Rollins, and Chad Gable, which could give a fresh start to WWE and may even give rise to a new style of battle to it. WWE knows that potential stars like Jeff Cobb are 1 in a million, and letting him go would be one of the most disastrous mistakes they can make, and this is why WWE needs Jeff Cobb to join their organization. What could Jeff Cobb's future look like if he decides to join the WWE? If Jeff Cobb decides to join the WWE, his future can hold a lot of exciting turns and maybe even a bigger fan base than he already has. Let us see what he could potentially achieve after joining the WWE. Dominant run in NXT, short-term development option. As far as we know of the usual trends of WWE, they may want to introduce Cobb in the NXT, which will allow him to adapt to their current fighting style while also establishing himself as a powerhouse. In NXT, he could easily have insane fighting lineups against wrestlers like Ilya Dragunov, Bron Breakker, or Carmelo Hayes, and if his fights show promise, he may even win the NXT Championship within his first year. This would give him time to refine his character and also give him time to prepare for the main roster. Instant main roster impact, fast track to stardom. Usually, WWE chooses to lead new wrestlers in the roster through NXT, but given the previous achievements of Cobb in the NJPW, ROH, and Lucha Underground, WWE might skip over the NXT route and directly make his debut in Raw or SmackDown. As he is already a well-known fighter, he will probably be positioned as a top-tier, mid-card, or upper-card competitor, where he would be competing for titles like the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship against today's greatest fighters such as Gunther and Logan Paul. Major faction or tag team role, United Empire influence. Back in the days of NJPW, Jeff Cobb was a part of the United Empire faction, so WWE might pair him up with a few well-known factions such as the Judgment Day, Imperium, or maybe a new stable so that it is easier for him to transition into the WWE arena. He could also potentially form a tag team with wrestlers such as Solo Sikoa or Bronson Reed, which may lead to him winning the tag team championship. Surprise Royal Rumble entry and WrestleMania matches. If the WWE feels a little daring and is in the mood to surprise the fans, they might make Cobb make his debut straight up in a Royal Rumble match where he could defeat a lot of fighters as he sets up the WrestleMania feud. In fact, if his first match itself is against a wrestler like Bobby Lashley or Gunther, it would instantly establish him as a serious threat to the others. Marvelous verdict. All in all, it is definitely clear that Jeff Cobb is a wrestler who is not to be trifled with, and his addition to the WWE is not only crucial for the organization, but it will also open up a lot of room for opportunities for him. If he joins the WWE, he could easily go up against well-defined wrestlers like Gunther, and he may even have a fight-off against Rey Mysterio or even his son. If he is booked correctly, he will undoubtedly become one of the greatest and well-known wrestlers in the main roster and will be extremely profitable for the promotion. But what do you guys think? After getting to know about him, would you want Jeff Cobb to join the WWE? Let us know in the comments, and once again, do not forget to like and subscribe if you like our content and press the bell icon so that you never miss another update from us. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.